I gotta wait like 6 to 7 more hours. Fucking hell. But no. I had a busy day today and talked about a lot of different things with my mom. And in doing so, it helped me realize a visualization that I think is deeply important. Because if someone is given a identity and they're just left to sit with it, then they get to inhabit that identity however they want because to them it's just an object. However, if someone's given an identity and then abused with that identity, and that identity becomes less of an object and more of a weapon, let alone a harmful weapon at that, implicitly so if someone gets used as an excuse. And it's the difference between being left to sit next to something and it doing nothing, and then having someone take whatever they just handed you and start beating you with it and keep beating you with it. At that point, you're not adopting, you're not able to adopt the identity in a healthy way. You're being abused with an identity, let alone being abused as an excuse. And that is a fundamentally different starting point between two people. It's the reason why people that come from trauma, especially trauma where someone that had power in their life used them as an excuse, it's they're why they're not able to do the exact same things that a healthy, regularly adapted individual does. Because if you were to just sit like a hammer next to an orb of glass or just an orb of concrete even and just leave it sitting there, then it's just a hammer. You take a hammer and you start beating someone with it, that's a weapon. And the abuse, the damage done over time through the wielding of that weapon internalizes the weapon as the identity, not necessarily as an extension of yourself, but instead teaches pain as identity, teaches shame as identity. And I think that's utterly horrible. I think that's utterly and completely horrible. And that's a visualization where, with the person who is given an identity from birth and just left to sit with it, where that identity wasn't abused as a weapon against them, it's like, okay, you still got a fucking concrete sphere and it hasn't taken any damage. It can support a lot of different things. You can build on it. It could be its own little mini planet with structures all over it. But if someone's been abused by an identity, by being someone else's excuse, then you're not going to have a perfectly solid sphere, regardless if it's made out of concrete, glass, or whatever. It's going to have cracks and fragments and grit between each of the segmented pieces. And if you put too much pressure on one side, something is going to shift internally. And regardless of if what you're trying to do is helpful, that's still going to produce pain. You can't build the same infrastructure on a broken foundation that you can on a healthy foundation. And healing a broken foundation is a lot more complicated than just saying, oh, everything will be better. No, no, that doesn't remove the fucking scars. That doesn't help someone heal. And who knows if you'll even be healing them with actual healthy stuff, or if you'll just be throwing endless validation into a void that consumes it whole. The difference between gold and pyrite is one is flexible, soft, and at least sturdy enough to support new weight. The other is flammable, poisonous, and when wet, it becomes sulfuric acid. You pat yourself with endless hollow validation. That's like patching yourself with pyrite. So that way, whenever you're uncomfortable, sad, or otherwise, it hurts no matter what you do. That is not worth it. That is agony. I want to figure out a way to help people, damn it. Keep them from falling into that pitfall. And of course, everyone needs something different. What might be gold for one person could be pyrite for another. Everyone is at their own stage in their own journey and dealing with their own things. You can't just take one concept, slap it on everyone, and say, yep, you're good to go. Because that's not going to help someone heal. That's going to just say, oh, you're no different from the rest. You don't matter. So even if you're holding like blind acceptance or even knowing and meaningful acceptance of someone, that's only going to help them feel safe. It's not going to help them heal. And if you mess that up, then it doesn't matter how many good intentions you had, you still hurt someone. When they felt safe, how are they supposed to trust you then? How are they supposed to trust you then? So, yeah, that's my insight for the day. And since I can't play Deltarune, I'll probably see you goobers in Sky or something.